Welcome geometry students to class today on this Wednesday, the 2nd of April. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're ready to learn some math today. There'll be no tests or quizzes this week. So look for that next week. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how the chapter 10 goes. For sure a quiz next week, probably early in the week, maybe a test next week. Turn in your homework from yesterday, please. It was lesson 10.5. I don't have that exact assignment in front of me, but please go ahead and turn your homework in. Actually, Haley Nicholson, you did nothing wrong. You're right on schedule. This assignment right here, number 2, was not due until today, so there's nothing wrong with that. The other 4 students, though, did do it in class yesterday and turned it in. The reason I'm saying that is Azu, Jasa, Jake, and Martin, I don't want you guys to think that you need to turn this in. I just remembered you guys turned in Monday's homework, plus you also turned in yesterday's homework already. So, and again, Haley, you're not behind. You're right on schedule. Haley, please turn in this homework from yesterday. It was lesson 10.5. Jace, I did email your mom. I needed to do that just to let them know that you have to take a test by Friday. I want to make sure that there's no confusion there on that. So nothing. You've done nothing wrong at all, and I was very clear in the email that you've done a great job on getting everything caught up, but I wanted them to know your test must be by Friday, so please don't forget that. And if you have any questions on that, call me or email me, okay? Test by Friday for you. Now, students, I am going to go very fast on the video today. It's a Wednesday. I have picked a topic that we should be able to do very quickly, maybe 10 to 15 minutes of notes. And the rest of the time I want you to work on your homework. Now remember, you don't have to finish your homework. It's a Wednesday, but whatever you get done, you turn that in for a 100, okay? So please don't forget that. Let's just take a second and review everything we've looked at this week very quickly. Let's do a quick review of what we've covered so far this week. On Monday, we reviewed how to solve and simplify square roots, so make sure you know how to do that. We also talked about 45, 90 triangles, and those formulas are leg equals leg equals hypotenuse divided by square root of 2, and hypotenuse equals square root of 2 times the leg, okay? So make sure you're familiar with that. You should know how to solve problems like that. On Mondays, we also looked at 30, 60, 90 triangles, and we looked at these 3 formulas right here. So make sure you know how to solve 30, 60, 90 triangles. Also, yesterday, we looked at finding the sine and cosine of angles when given a right triangle. And remember, the formula: sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse, okay? And then we also talked about what if you're not given a right triangle, what if you're just given the actual angle measurement. And I taught you how to type these into your calculator and get out answers. Okay, so that's what you should know so far this week. So if you're a little confused on any of this, please be sure and go back and review and make sure you understand everything that I just talked about here. Okay, moving on. Here we go. Please grab your notebooks, pens, pencils, calculators, and let's go ahead and get started. Yesterday we looked at the sine-cosine ratios. The sine-cosine ratios. Today we are going to look at the tangent ratio. And here's the spelling, and here's the abbreviation we're going to use most of the time. Tangent ratio. Okay? So your heading today will be the tangent ratio. If you'd write that down, please. And it's lesson 10.4. And if you keep track of the date, today is the 14th. Excuse me, today is the 2nd, April 2nd, 2014. Okay, so copy that down and we're going to continue on. Now, remember, these 3 trigonometric ratios only apply to right triangles. Please don't forget that. If you're not given a right triangle, you cannot use these 3 trig ratios. Here is the tangent formula that you need to know, all right? Tangent of an angle, and I forgot to put a letter in here, we'll say tangent of A. Tangent of A equals opposite over adjacent. Tangent of an angle equals the opposite side over the adjacent side. That's the formula you need to use, okay? You need to know that formula. Now, take a look at the three trig formulas or ratios, whatever you want to call them, side by side. There is an easy way to memorize these formulas, and I want to show this to you now. In fact, Jake, Azu, and Jason, we learned this 2 years ago in Bridge Math when we covered some of these trig functions. Okay, so hopefully this will ring a bell for you guys. Okay, here's the three trig ratios or formulas. I really should have put a letter in here, and I apologize for not doing it. Let's put an A in here. Sine of angle A, cosine of angle A, and tangent of angle A. We really should have done that. I should have done that. Okay, so there we go. Equals. Okay, now here are your three formulas. Sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine of a given angle equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent of a given angle equals opposite over adjacent. Now watch what happens if I circle the S, the O, and the H. So S, O, H. And then circle the C, the A, and the H. So C, C, A, H. And then circle the T and the O and the A. T, O, A. And we pronounce this, if you want to put these three quote-unquote words or abbreviations, I guess, side by side, you get long O, so, short A, ka, and then toa. Okay? So, ka, toa. So if you'll remember that phrase, SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA, then it will really help you remember your trig identities. Because when you see SOH, you should think, okay, sine equals opposite over hypotenuse. When you see CAH, you should remember cosine equals adjacent over hypotenuse. And when you see TOA, you should think tangent equals opposite over adjacent. So there it is. So, ka, toa. And that will help you remember these formulas. Okay, long O, short A, and then a long O, short A. So, ka, toa. Okay? All right, let's go ahead and continue on. Let's look at our some tangent problems today. Then I'm going to turn you loose in the homework. Again, today's video is going to be pretty quick, okay? I want you working on your homework and hopefully finishing it in class today. Hopefully. Okay, go ahead and copy this triangle down in your notes. I would like us to find the tangent of R and then the tangent of S. Well, let's start with the tangent of R. Okay, let's come over here. Let's circle the letter R. And as soon as I circle R, remember I go straight across to the other side. This is my opposite side. I find my 90 degrees and I go straight across. This is my hypotenuse side. And the only side left has to be my adjacent side. Now, the tangent of angle R, of course, the formula is opposite over adjacent. So where's my opposite side? 4, whereas my adjacent side, 4 square root of 3. So the tangent of angle R is 4 over 4 square root of 3. Now your 4's would cancel, and you would be left with 1 over square root of 3. There we go. Moving on to the next part. Now let's find the tangent of angle S. The tangent of angle S. Well, I'm going to circle S, because that's the angle I'm dealing with, the tangent of S. And when I circle S, I then go straight across. Then this will be my opposite side. Here's my right angle, go straight across. This is my hypotenuse side. And then my 4 here is the last side left over. It's my adjacent side. Now, how do I find the tangent of angle S? Well, the tangent of any angle is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite side is 4 square root of 3. And the adjacent side would be 4. Well, cancel your 4's, and you're left with square root of 3 over 1, or just square root of 3. Now, real quick, just to review, let's find the sine of S. The sine of S. Well, I've already circled S, so I know all of my sides are labeled correctly. The formula for sine is opposite over hypotenuse, so, SOH, so. And so the opposite side would be 4 square root of 3. And the hypotenuse would be 8. 4 is square root of 3 over 8. Now look at your two outside numbers, 4 and 8. 4 goes into both of them. So 4 goes into 4 once, 4 goes into 8 twice. So your final answer is 1 square root of 3 over 2. Now, if you don't want to put this 1 right here, you don't have to. You can just put square root of 3 over 2. That's totally up to you. Now let's find the cosine of s. The cosine of s. Well, we're dealing with angle s, and s is already circled, so we know our sides are labeled correctly. The formula for cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. Remember? So, ca, toa, ca, C-A-H. And so the adjacent side would be 4, and the hypotenuse would be 8, and 4 over 8 reduces to 1/2. So I threw in a little bit of work from yesterday just to refresh your memory. All right? Let's try another problem here. You can work ahead or watch me. That's up to you. Let's find the tangent of G. The tangent of G. So I circle letter G, angle G. I go straight across. This is my opposite side. I go to my right angle, go straight across. This is my hypotenuse side. Now my other side is my adjacent side. Now, what is the formula for tangent? Opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent, or 24 over 18. 24 over 18. Now 3 goes into both of those numbers, and actually a bigger number, 6 goes into both of those numbers. 6 goes into 24 4 times, and 6 goes into 18 3 times, okay? So we can actually probably move a lot of this over and get some more space. There we go. So the answer would be 4/3. Now let's find the tangent of J. So let's erase all of this. Let's circle J. When I circle J, I go straight across. This is my opposite side. Here's my 90 degrees, go straight across. This is my hypotenuse side. And the only side left, 24, has to be my adjacent side. Now the formula for tangent is opposite over adjacent. TOA. Opposite over adjacent. Well, my opposite side is 18, my adjacent side is 24, so I would get 18 over 24. 6 goes into both of those. 6 goes into 18 3 times. 6 goes into 24 4 times. So there's my answer, 3/4. So you just found the tangent of G and the tangent of J. Now, let's talk about what I mentioned to you yesterday. Notice in all the problems that we've worked right now, I have asked you to find the tangent of an angle, but you never knew the angle measurement. You didn't know if angle R here was 35 degrees or 40 degrees. You had no idea what this angle was. And that was okay. You didn't need to know the measurement of that angle because we had a right triangle to use. So as long as you have a right triangle, you can find sine, cosine, and tangent as long as you know all three sides of the triangle, okay? But what if I give you the angle measurement, like right here? What if I said find the tangent of 74, or find the tangent of 35, or find the tangent of 59 degrees? Well, it's just like yesterday. We're going to use our calculators, and make sure you're in degrees and not radians. If you need any help with that, you need to call me or email me, and let me try to help you with that, okay? Because if you can't work these with your calculator, you're not going to be able to do a lot of the problems we're going to be doing later on this week. In fact, tomorrow, to be honest with you. So the tangent of 74, if you're typing that into your calculator correctly, you should get something like this. 3.4874414444. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places, so it's 3.49. Okay? Let's take the tangent of 35. The tangent of 35. Well, if you type that in correctly, you should get 0.70020758382. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places, so it's 0.70. And now let's find the tangent of 59. The tangent of 59. If you type that in correctly, you should get 1.664279,482. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places, and so I look at my screen, it says 1.664, and because there's a 4 on the end, I'm going to leave this 6 right here alone. So the answer would be 1.66. And that's it for today. Now you see why I swapped lessons 10.4 and 10.5. Lesson 10.5 was a little longer, so I wanted to cover that yesterday when we did not have a Wednesday, and I wanted to cover 10.4 when we had a Wednesday, because I believe now there should be a decent amount of class time left, and you do not have to finish this assignment. Okay, that's totally fine if you don't, as long as you work the entire class period. The video that you can watch is this right here. If you want to write this down, it's Geometry 10.4 homework. And this video that I just typed is from last year. This video right here, the one I'm circling, this video is from last year. So please ignore anything this video says about homework being due, tests being due, quizzes being due, any certain dates, senior trips, anything. Ignore all of that. All that I want you to do when you listen to this video here, the one I'm circling in red, all that I want you to do is to listen to it so that you know how to work out the homework problems in case you have some questions, okay? And so I want you to get started now on your homework. This is due tomorrow. Now again, you don't have to finish it, but work the whole class period and turn in tomorrow what you get done, okay? And I will give you an automatic homework, but your automatic 100, but you do need to work the entire hour, okay? Call or email if you have any questions, and I hope you guys have a good day today.